right. So this is part two of the Black History podcast. This is Slim,
This is Black.
and with our guest Chris.
Hello, how you doing?
All right. So we're starting off part two of our Black History, just talking about characters in movie, games, and films that we really truly like.
Yeah,
All
that was
right.
pretty
Right.
cool.
So I got a feeling Chris is going to say my guy, but go ahead and say your next person, Chris.
Oh, my next one.
Hmm.
Now my next one is matter of fact a female and an honorable mention female. And my female character, because actually it was funny because you finally got me because I was gonna mention Storm next. but,
And that's
but
why I was like, yeah, I kind of got a feeling. I was like, let me go ahead and let Black do it.
yeah, but yeah, my one of my favorite ones in recent years has been Angela Abar, portrayed by Regina King in the Watchmen TV series.
Oh,
And
okay,
with an
okay.
honor
Oh yeah,
and as my
yeah.
honorable mention, I'd like to give a shout out to Pam Grier and her and Foxy Brown and her character from because she started a lot of stuff.
Yeah. She definitely. I think a lot of our female, like our strong female leads, can actually, they can actually attribute a lot of their, especially like the female actors who play those type of strong leads can actually attribute a lot of their characters to her, like, a lot of what they pull from her.
Yep.
She's definitely one of the strong ones, of course, the females in history as well. So,
Mm.
but yeah, I haven't seen the Watchmen series, but I heard her performance was amazing, and I need to
Oh,
actually watch that. You know,
she is incredible in that.
yeah, yeah, and I really do want to see it too because that series itself was, I really like the Watchmen period, and that
Yeah.
series itself was critically acclaimed basically, and so far all these people that I talked to about it, they loved it, and they was like, man, you gotta watch it. I just haven't. It was so much other things that was going on, and the Hourverse was actually starting to collapse right around that time it was on. So I was making sure I watched every episode of any Arrow show I could. So
Mm.
Mhm.
yeah. All right, Black, what you got next?
To be honest with you, that was about it. I know I had Storm in the lineup, and I had
Hmm.
Catwoman as an honorable mention.
Okay.
I had Black Panther and Al Simmons, and
Yeah.
of course Blade.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm all out. Not saying
Yeah.
there's not more. There's
Right,
plenty
but
more.
those are the ones that spoke to you
Those are the
basically.
ones that spoke to me.
Yeah, right, right. Well, and I'm gonna go ahead and say one of my favorite female characters actually is Vixen. So
Mhm.
Vixen, they actually another person who was actually portrayed in real life in the Arrowverse.
Mm.
She has an amulet. She's from Africa, and she had, well, the one that I'm talking about in Arrowverse. They have, of course, different stories, but she's from Africa, and um, they she has an amulet that actually gives her the power of different beasts.
Mm.
And Vixen is actually, she's in Justice League Unlimited as well. She's actually dating my next person I'm going to talk about in a second. She's dating John Stewart, Green Lantern,
Mm.
and she's actually, she's a tough character too. It's like she doesn't take crap from anybody, and
Mm.
that I think is actually pretty dope the way she do it, because she actually was ready to take on in Justice League Unlimited. She was ready to take on Shire Hall,
Mm.
which is Hawk Girl, who is one of the toughest characters in Justice League. And
Mm.
she was just like, "You don't scare me." So that was really dope. That was really dope. Shire actually like gets in fights for fun.
Mm.
So yeah, that was really cool. I'm gonna jump on it really quick, Chris. I'm gonna say going to John Stewart here, just in
Oh
case
yeah.
you were about to mention him. um, John Stewart, Green Lantern.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yep.
That dude is so dope, and I was so excited when they announced that they were gonna do an HBO series, and he was gonna be like one of the focuses, the
Mm.
main focus.
Mhm.
And then I was heartbroken when it seemed like he wasn't coming about. But now they're saying they're gonna actually do the series, and they're gonna actually focus on both him and Hal Jordan. So
Mm.
I'm still kind of happy about that, because John Stewart, he was a Marine, his sister actually is Lynn Stewart is, and that's
Mhm.
Jefferson Pierce's ex-wife. So
Mm.
you know that kind of they kind of linked all these characters together in DC. So that's actually pretty dope. Um, but you know the whole thing is actually the thing about John Stewart to me is like how how straightforward he is. You know, he's a Marine. He's like he's tough and he's straightforward, but he's still like a down to earth person. The way that character is portrayed, and I really want to see somebody portray him right. You know, because
Yeah.
he he has like he has that kind of cop feel to him, but he's also has that warm feeling to him. You know,
Mm.
he's not like stiff. You know, even though like he can kind of seem stiff in this show, or whatever. But when you actually get more into the show, it's actually pretty
Yeah.
cool. And I love the way that the characters kind of connect together on some of these shows because they have like John Stewart dating Vixen. They have John Stewart is actually the brother of Lynn Stewart, who's was married to Black Lightning Jefferson Pierce.
Mm.
So, um, Chris, do you have who do you got next?
Black. Uh, oh my God, I almost called him Black Lightning.
I know, and see, I think I know who you're going
Yeah,
for, but
and
go
so do
ahead.
I.
I, I,
I know who he's about to say.
I think
Yeah. Oh
go
God.
ahead.
And I'm blanking, although I
What
know exactly who I'm talking about.
could his
But
name be Static
uh,
Shock?
yes.
Yes. Okay. So that's on my
Go-
list right here. And I just pointed to my little Funko Static Shock Funko Pop that once you said that I knew you were talking about. That was the last guy on the list, but I got some honorable mentions coming up in a little bit. Um
Mhm.
I agree with you on Static Shock. Oh, what you got to say, Black?
Uh, I was about to. I thought he was going to say Black Adam. That's what I
Oh
thought.
yeah, no. Unfortunately,
Nah.
Black Adam is a person of color.
Mm.
But he is
He's
so Kondak is I don't want to say it's Egyptian, but it's in that it's like that Middle Eastern area.
got
So
it.
even though he is a POC, he is
Okay,
he's
I got caught up
Willis.
in who played
Yeah. Oh,
as
that's all
Black
right.
Adam.
That's all right. Go ahead, Chris. What you were saying about Static?
Yeah, but oh my goodness, it was like during that milestone period, and when when those comic books first started coming out,
Hmm.
I had a choice between picking up the first issue of that one or this comic book called Syndicate,
Hmm.
which
Is that the one that was just
ended up.
announced?
No, I don't think
Okay.
so.
Okay.
I don't think it's the
Sorry,
same
I
ones,
might
but
have confused it. Go ahead.
I think I know what you're talking about. But yeah, I don't think it's the same group though, because I think the group you're talking about might be the Wildstorm group.
Okay.
Although they might be bringing Syndicate back because they were supposed to be bringing the Wildstorm character. I mean, not the Wildstorm, the Milestone characters back. So
Okay. All right.
they might be bringing it back in that. But I
Let's.
ended up picking up I think because they looked more like the X-Men.
Hmm.
I ended up picking up the Syndicate and figured I could just go back and get and go ahead and go back and get what you call it, and I missed out on it.
Oh,
And guess which one became the more popular one?
okay.
Because
Static.
I think that matter of fact, and the characters from the Syndicate, if I'm not mistaken, ended up being the villains on Static Shock.
Yeah. Yeah. And so what static means to me, the reason why I had him on my list. So he had the TV show that came on the WB. I want to say it was like around 2004, 2005 ish or whatever. My daughter was
Hmm.
walking and talking.
Mm.
And that means a lot to me because there was times where like we just started watching it
Mm.
and we I don't know how we ended up watching it together so much, but there was times where the show was about to come on and my daughter would tell me, "Daddy, you ready to watch Static Shock?" You
Mm.
know, and she was like, "Are we watching Static Shock?" She was just all into it and always
Mm.
talking about it, and that is going to be a core memory for me, always watching Static Shock with my daughter,
Mm.
and that got me
Nice.
loving Static. Um, when he was on Justice League as an adult, grown up with dreadlocks, he ended up being just straight Static,
Mm.
and
Hmm.
I love that episode. That was a really good episode, and I loved it so much that I was talking about. when I was dressed as Show Nuff at the Comic-Con. I think it was the same one where I got the autograph.
Yeah.
I ended up seeing a dude dressed up just like that Static.
What?
And I
Oh
saw,
wow.
yeah, when I saw that picture, I flipped out. I
Mm.
like it was so funny because there was people who were like excited to see me as Show Nuff because
Mm.
that's not a typical costume that you would see.
Right.
Man, when I saw Static though, I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's Static Shock." I was like flipping out, and honestly, I just whispered because if I didn't, I probably would have yelled like how I really yelled when I
Yeah,
saw.
yeah.
And
Super fan.
oh man, and I was like, "Dude, I gotta get a picture." He was like, "Man, I gotta get a picture with you. Let me get a
Yeah,
picture." So we were both kind of ecstatic to see each
yeah.
other, and I was so happy, and I know I was cheating. I gotta look at the picture again, but I was just ecstatic because that Static Shock was that dude for me.
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
um, I'm gonna get to my honorable mentions because it looks like we're about to run in on time now. So my honorable mentions, I got a couple of video game characters. Let me put my video game list back up here.
Oh man, why did I've got one too. I'm throwing him out there, but
All
go
right,
ahead.
well, I might end up saying your video character right now because he's probably on top of my list, and I would not mind cosplaying as this dude right here, Cole Trade, Augustus Cole.
That wasn't my guy.
Okay, all right.
But the other
Mm.
Yeah.
Chris, you might know who I'm
All
talking
right,
about.
Augustus Cole from Gears of War. That dude is absolutely nuts. And
Yep.
when he enters the scene on Gears 2,
Yes, sir.
dude enters like a straight G. I'm like, yo, he's like taking out all those locusts.
Everybody.
Oh man, that dude was dope. Another character from video game, GTA San Andreas, CJ Johnson.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
CJ was that dude, man. Straight California style,
all day.
But going to GTA route, GTA 5, Lamar Davis and Franklin,
Oh God.
Franklin Clinton.
Yeah.
Those two dudes crack me up. And then,
They
Yeah,
are
man.
hilarious.
yo,
man.
when you put,
Man, Lamar is just
yeah, so there's this GTA 5 episode too where later on you get to play, like when you're playing on online version, we got to play.
yeah.
But when you're actually playing it, later on, you actually dress up. Not dress up. You actually play the characters as Lamar and as Franklin,
Mm.
and you go on where Lamar is like a big marijuana salesman now because it's legal there,
Yeah.
and he's about to get robbed, so you got to play him, and you got to go get back your shipment and everything like that. And that is actually a fun episode. It's really fun. So, and my final honorable mention is Lucius Best. Do y'all know who that is?
Lucius Best.
Lucius Best is Frozone from The Incredibles.
Oh wow.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So
2 thumbs up.
yes.
Yep.
That's my final honorable mention.
One of my favorite scenes in motion pictures ever.
Oh my gosh.
Where's my super?
Lucius and Honey, where's my super? There was one time we were at our old house, and just all of a sudden, I don't even know why, my wife and I started doing that. I was downstairs, she was upstairs, and we just started going off on that whole tangent, and then we did that like the whole scene pretty much. It was hilarious. My daughter was cracking up. It was just out like a spur of the moment thing that we did. So that was hilarious.
Wow.
All right, so Chris, give me your honorable mentions.
Actually, probably my favorite one right now is actually Colt from Deathloop, but I can't really describe him as the good guy. But then again, there are no good guys in that story.
Yeah. So give me
But
a quick rundown about Deathloop because you're actually the one that told me about it, and that's why I was telling Black that I wanted to try that game out. And I mean I'm gonna be honest, I'm finding it hard to play. And the only reason why is it's not a harder game, but the controls get me, and I cannot. So if a game is hard for me to control as far as like the comfort of the controls, that's when I
yeah,
start like the interest for me starts going down, and the controls aren't comfortable, but the story seems dope.
it takes a bit of getting used to. Plus, the controls will actually open up as you progress
Mhm,
because you're going to get some abilities that are going to allow you to do some incredible shit
mhm.
as far as that game. Oh, I'm sorry,
Oh, this is
some incredible stuff as far as that game goes.
I can cut it out.
But
Yeah.
yeah, the way the story really. I mean, and it's told environmentally because you have to You have to play detective, and it really has a lot more to do. It's probably a lot more like, say, a Metroid game
Hmm.
than it is. It's definitely not like, at first it comes off like it's eh, one of the, what's that genre of games where you die all the time. But
Uh,
it
yeah,
yeah,
I don't know. I don't play games. I try not to play
yeah,
games where you're constantly dying. It
yeah, like the
sucks.
Elden Rings. Although Elden Ring is supposed to be one
Oh,
of the ones that's
oh, yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
that from
yeah.
I like
software. I run away from software.
yeah.
I just run
Mm,
away from those games.
mm.
Sekiro, I learned my lesson with that. I said no, never
Huh.
again.
Yeah, I tried Dark Souls one time and I deleted it off my hard drive forever.
Yeah.
Ironically, though, I actually installed I played what was that game, Skyrim,
Oh, you're talking to
for
the
the
Skyrim
first
dude
time,
here.
and I
Oh,
told myself I was no, I'm not recently. I mean, a few years ago, I played that for the first time, and I told myself I was only going to play it for an hour. Nearly 4 hours later, I was still playing that game, and I told myself I'm not touching this because I will be too into this game.
now you
Then it
just
came out on VR, and I tried it again. And
let
once again, I ended up in it for 4 hours.
now let me tell you. You just mentioned Skyrim, and let me tell you, every time Chris and we had another friend, you know,
Mhm.
uh, that couldn't understand why I played it so much. And
Oh yeah.
I told them, I said, if you've never, it's one thing to play the game, but if you never played it with mods,
Mhm.
you don't you just I'm trying to, it's an experience. You just it's an experience like you've never experienced before. You
Which,
could do all types of stuff.
I can understand it because it's for the same reason like where we were playing GTA for so much.
Yeah,
Once you find that something that hooks you,
yeah.
then you play it. Like right now, I know my brother's addicted to the DMZ version of Call of Duty, playing DMZ,
Uh-huh.
Mm,
because you get these missions that you have to do, but it's like an adrenaline rush, man,
mm.
because you're trying to get these missions accomplished, but you got NPCs and you also have live players that are playing in that same board.
Oh wow.
And all of them are trying to take you out unless like, well, not everybody's trying to take you out because just like the other day my brother and I were playing, and these dudes asked us if we want to join their squad. We joined their squad, and we all like attacked this airport together. But then the airport got swarmed with all these NPCs, and
Mm.
NPCs took us all out. So yeah,
Mhm.
it's one of those games. You get that game that gets you hooked, and
Mm.
you just gotta stay on it.
You know what that scenario sounds like?
What's
It
that?
sort of sounds like Destiny 2. It's not the Crucible, it's the other PvP
Um,
and PvE event kind of like mixed together. I forgot what it
mhm.
was called. I think Gambit. That's what it
Oh,
is.
okay, okay.
Yeah. It reminds me of Gambit because you've got this mission where you've got to get store the most light,
Hmm.
but another player from another team could come into where your area is and try to kill you from getting the
Hmm.
most light, and then he
Yeah,
can get back out
yeah.
and all the other stuff. That's what it kind of reminds
And
me
it
of.
it
Gambit
it
was pretty
it
fun.
Uh,
sounds pretty much exactly like that.
Yeah.
So that's yeah, because you have to get some stuff and you have to try to extract with these weapons and
Yep.
different things here or there. So yeah, that actually almost sounds like it almost perfectly. So that's crazy. And you mentioned in Destiny, I actually played Destiny 2. I don't know if we played one. I know we played Destiny 2 though with
Yeah.
Chris.
Yeah.
mm.
So and it's funny because I don't know if all three of us played, or I don't think you played with me, Black, with me and Chris.
No.
But me and Will might have played with Chris. I can't remember for sure,
Mhm.
but
I know
I
you and Will play with me.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I played it was all three of us, but then I think it was another time it was me, Will, and Chris playing.
Mm.
Because I know Chris played with one of us on the game, and I think it was Will on that game. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, yeah, that Destiny was the experience too. So that's pretty funny though. But Chris, is that your final honorable mentions?
Probably that and Michonne from the Walking Dead
Oh yes.
game and the series. Yeah, the
Why didn't I
character was
think of
awesome
her?
in that.
Oh my
But
god.
and an honorable mention to the to the little young girl from the other Walking Dead games, because she was kind of awesome too.
Mhm, mhm.
And I can't, her name is escaping me right now, but oh my god, yeah.
You know what character I really like? Young Justice has this character named Rocket,
Mhm.
And actually Rocket, the superhero that she's on, I can't believe I don't remember his name, but you know, like she's his sidekick, and I it's so funny I do not remember his name. I
Mm.
just remember her. She is actually dope. She's like kind of sassy and stuff like that, and actually just like Bumblebee from Teen Titans. I
Mm.
can't believe I didn't mention Bumblebee. My daughter and I
And she
love Teen Titans, and
and
Bumblebee
she
was dope.
voices she voices the girl that voices her voices Juliana in Deathloop.
Yeah, oh, really?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You know what? You talking about voices? Speaking of voices, let's give a shout out to Cree Summer.
Oh yeah.
Cree
Cree
Summer,
Yeah.
yeah.
Summer voices so many characters,
Mm.
and for people our age, that is Freddy from Different World.
Oh yeah.
S- you didn't know that?
No, I
Let's
didn't
not
know
forget
that.
Deborah Wilson. Deborra Wilson has been killing it.
Debbie
Mm.
Wilson. What else? Was Deborah Wilson been voicing?
Oh man, I think she's even in that new game that everybody's that Forsaken game recently. But
Hmm.
remember, she was in recently. She was in she's probably yeah she's gonna be in the new Star Wars what you call it
Oh,
game.
yeah, that's right. She does.
Yeah,
She
because she
plays
played
that other.
Seer in
Yes, that's
yeah
correct. She's in Jedi Fallen Order. But
yes
yeah. Black, yeah. Cree Summer, Freddy on A Different World. She
Okay, yeah.
voices so many characters. Do you remember the TV show Rugrats?
Mhm.
You remember Susie Carmichael?
yeah
Susan
Susie
Carmichael.
Carmichael, the only
yeah.
black character on that show.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's Cree Summer. Does she do number 5, Chris?
I think
Yeah,
so.
she does number 5 from
Yeah,
Kid Codename Kids Next Door.
codename. Yeah,
She does so many
Oh wow.
characters.
I didn't
Yeah,
know
and
that. Yeah.
yeah, she does
yeah.
so many characters, and she needs to get a big shout out because she's been a major part of a lot of people's childhoods, and still looks fine, by the way. But she actually really does like so much work behind the scenes that it's amazing the characters that you hear here. And
Oh
she's
yeah.
in. I think she is Rocket. If I might be wrong though. I could be wrong.
Mm.
But
She's even played Storm.
oh wow, I didn't know that. I honestly
Yeah.
didn't know that.
No, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, but
Mm.
she actually really does a lot of characters though.
Mm.
Mhm.
But oh, I cannot believe none of us said uh
Catwoman.
no, we already said Catwoman.
No, I'm saying what's her name? Did she Cree Summers? I meant to say Cree Summers did Catwoman too.
Oh, okay. And what?
um, Teen Titans Go.
Oh, okay, okay.
Mm.
See, yeah, I don't watch
Matter of fact,
that.
Teen Titans Go.
I don't
Yeah.
watch Teen Titans Go.
Yeah.
It's not,
I'm
yeah, it's
surprised
not.
none of us mentioned Cyborg.
Well, and I was gonna get to that.
Mm.
I was
Yeah.
gonna get to Cyborg.
Mm.
I'm surprised nobody mentioned Cyborg, but then again, he's kind of an easy low hanging fruit.
Yeah.
Um,
I like Cyborg, but I mean, actually, I was about to say they're going to Teen Titans version of Cyborg is. I mean, Teen Titans Go version of him is probably my favorite.
really,
Mm.
you like Titans Go?
Oh
Like,
God, yeah,
because he's funny. Like, is that it?
he's
Yes,
hilarious.
yes, yeah. I mean, I kind of like how funny he is
They're just
in Straight
awful.
Teen Titans. Yeah, I know. So Teen Titans Go is too silly for me. It's silly, but it's too silly for me compared to me who loved the original Teen Titans television show.
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
but I do like Cyborg. I think part of the reason why I didn't put him on my list only is because of how he's been done, and the only version of him that I truly really loved was the Teen Titans version of him. But there were so
Mhm.
many other ones, and I kind of wanted to not burn through too much time.
Mm.
But he was really a really good character and done very well in different movies and things.
Mm.
Right now, I don't like the version of him they have on Doom Patrol, but I love the show Doom Patrol is
Mm.
so dope. But I just don't like that version of him. Um, and I love the version of him. Well, I kind of don't like it, but the Flashpoint Paradox is
Oh
animated.
God, yeah.
Mm.
I don't like that version a little bit only because he's kind of like a snitch.
Mm.
Not really a snitch, but he's kind of like a yeah. It's hard for me to say like he he's like a yes man type deal or whatever, because
Mhm.
and I just didn't like that version of Cyborg,
Mm.
so that's why I was just like,
Yeah,
no.
I was just never big on him. That's why I didn't put him on my list.
Yeah,
I knew he's all right. I just know him
mhm,
from Justice League.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
But another one person I'm surprised nobody mentioned was Sam Jackson. And the only reason why I say Sam Jackson is
Mhm.
because you could put him in pretty much most of his movies, and he's pretty much a superhero in all his movies. He's got Mace Windu. He's got Shaft. He's got I can't believe I'm forgetting his Nick Fury.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
So
true. That's
Yeah.
true.
and he's on movies, video games, comic books, animated. He's pretty much so many places. So as a character himself, you know, Sam Jackson just gets the title.
Yeah. I mean, he's multiple characters,
Yeah.
but
Yo,
I got
well-
one guy. I got one guy.
Uh-huh.
You just mentioned Sam Jackson. I got one guy who imitated Sam Jackson, who deserves an honorable mention. But he's actually he's in entertainment. He's a
Mhm.
comedian. Sam Jackson has his own beer.
Oh,
Samuel L. Jackson. It will get
It's
you
my
drunk.
beer. Yeah. So he's actually talking about Dave
Dave
Chappelle. Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle.
Yes. So you know what? Honestly, you really can't talk about our favorite characters without talking about Dave Chappelle.
Yeah,
Because Dave Chappelle comes up with so many characters.
Oh, yeah.
Tyrone Bigham. He's got the
Tyrone
player
Bigham.
haters.
Yeah.
He's got
He's got so many faces, man.
Yes.
Black Gallagher.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Clayton Bigsby.
Yeah, Clayton Bigsby.
That's genius. And going back, talking about ahead of his time,
Mhm.
Dave Chappelle with that characters, there has been other variety shows,
Mhm.
but Dave Chappelle was ahead of his time with those with that version of variety show because he kind of took the whole racial aspect of it and made fun of it to the point where it wasn't offensive,
Right.
but it was almost offensive.
Mhm.
And if you're sensitive, then you were really offended.
Yeah.
If you weren't sensitive, then you wouldn't get that offended by it.
Yeah.
You know.
But
So-
I always thought it was his skits and everything that he did. He was just able to just laugh at the whole subject of race and just be like, look, man, this is planet Earth, man. Let's just have a good time.
Yeah. So-
Let's laugh.
Well, if we're gonna shout out there, we might as well shout out the Boondocks.
Oh my
man.
gosh! Why
Man,
haven't I said
you know
that?
what? You know what?
Why haven't I said that? And then when you mentioned Regina Hall, I'm not Regina Hall. Oh, I can't believe
Yeah,
that.
Regina King.
Regina
Regina
King,
King,
yeah, I
yeah.
can't believe it was Regina Hall. But when you mentioned Regina King, I can't believe I didn't think about that. Why? Because Riley, I love Riley Freeman.
Riley is funny,
Look,
man.
Riley Freeman has one of the dopest speeches
Yeah.
ever when he plays the fundraiser. That episode, he's got the Santa Stalker episode and the fundraiser episodes are two of my favorite episodes. That fundraiser episode when he's just like, look, the guy talks to him and he's like, "You gonna do this or whatever," and then he goes, "Well, first off, F you, F what you singing." He's like, "F those shoes you wear." He's like, he just goes off and says all of that and goes in, and then the dude is like, "Oh, this kid's been watching too many cinemas." He went straight gangster in that speech. If you
Speaking of voiceovers that we forgot, Aisha Tyler. Not only Lana Kane, but she voiced characters in Halo.
See,
and Deborah Wilson voiced characters in Gears 5.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. But and it's funny because I knew I haven't seen Archie yet, but I know you're talking about that's who Lana Kane is, correct?
Yeah,
from Archie, yeah. But I did not know that she also voiced characters in Gears. So, but I did know about Archer, and I just haven't seen that. I'm actually wondering if I ever will see that because I keep saying, "Yeah, I gotta watch Archer," and I put it off. So
yeah, I heard about Archer. I was like,
it's wacky, right?
Yeah. It's a little. I don't know if I want to see it, but
it's raunchy.
Yeah. But I mean, that's what I'm saying, and I'm like, I kind of pick and choose my raunchy character because, oh man, okay, I'm sorry, we could talk about voice actors again. Let's go to Keith David.
Oh yeah, how did we forget him?
I don't know. So Keith David, Chris, give me a movie that Black has probably seen him in. He plays Something About Mary.
But yeah,
something about
Mary.
He's the dad in Something About. He's Mary's dad in Something About Mary.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy.
Yes.
He's from so many. I remember him from Men at Work, man.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that dude! He's in so many movies, but he voices so many
lives.
characters.
Yeah.
And the reason why I remember is because I was talking about the president in Rick and Morty. He voices the president in Rick and Morty. He
Wow,
is
Yeah.
really?
hilarious in that.
He
There's a
He
point
was
where that whole character, the two characters, they go through a whole fight scene throughout the White House, and it is
yeah.
nuts. It is crazy. You
He
know,
was in the thing. He was in the thing with Kurt Russell.
Mm,
I did not see that, and I know that's an
Oh God,
old
you have got
film,
to
but I
see.
haven't seen it.
Oh, it holds up. You have got. If you have never seen that movie, you have got to see it.
Yeah, yeah.
Seriously, it's required viewing.
he's in so many movies, man. He was in Mark for Death,
Yeah.
with Steven Seagal. I mean,
Yeah.
he goes way back.
Yeah.
But when I say Men at Work, that's the first movie I saw him, because I don't know if you ever seen Men at Work. Emilio
Mhm.
Estevez and Charlie
Yeah.
Sheen, they were garbage guys.
Yeah, he
You
plays
know?
he plays some
Yeah.
good, very,
Yeah,
very good
yeah, yeah.
characters, you know.
Yeah.
Um, you know, I mean, we want to go into to other movies here, you know. Why is nobody mentioning Don Cheadle? Don Cheadle,
Yeah.
Don Cheadle he played War Machine. Yeah, see,
Eh,
yeah, look at
yeah,
that.
yeah.
You
You're
should
right.
have seen his face. He
You're
was
Yeah.
just
right.
like,
Yeah.
"Oh my gosh."
Oh my,
Yeah,
yeah. How we forget
yeah,
about him?
yeah.
But
Because
we've been talking about more about games and
that's
comics
that's
Yeah.
true.
versus
That's
movies.
true.
So
Yeah,
we
Yeah.
really have been throwing names out there
right,
as far
right.
as actors. I mean, Denzel Washington is another one.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
Yeah.
I know,
Yeah. But
but Don Cheadle
yeah.
crossed over because Don Cheadle is you know, he's War Machine, but
Mm,
he also plays in like other, you know, like kind of action movies like
mm,
that. So, you know, but
Mhm.
he also does really well because he plays serious roles too,
mm,
and you know that the role he played in Crash. Oh my
mm,
gosh, man,
Yeah.
Crash is a really good movie,
mm.
and that movie. It's about like different type of racial tension. That's another movie. Did I ever tell you how that the movie The Hate You Give, there's a part in there that just really kind of chokes me up. Did I ever tell you about that?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay,
No.
yeah, I'll explain it to you a little bit later. But
Mm,
basically, it's the part where the little kid protects his father,
mm,
and there's another a scene in that where in Crash where that same thing happens,
mm,
and the kid protects their dad, and that part choked me up too in that movie.
mm.
So, but yeah, that movie, you know, we're kind of getting off topic here,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you know, Don Cheadle, yes, he's one that should be mentioned in there. So,
Yeah.
you know, but overall, you know, we're gonna go ahead and start wrapping it up here. But overall, you know, I just wanted to kind of do this episode with this might come out with 2 episodes. So if it sounds a little bit weird, I'm just, you know, it's cutting it up into 2 episodes here. Um, overall, you know, we're just wanted to kind of put this episode out here and kind of, you know, salute some of our black superheroes. Uh, but not only the people who are the superheroes, but the creators,
Mm,
the people who are
Mhm.
backing, you know, and just overall are actual true black superheroes, you know, like I want to say, of course, you're going to say cliche. However, we can't just say cliche because
mm,
without these true heroes, a lot of things wouldn't have happened. You know,
mm,
Martin Luther King,
Yeah.
Malcolm X. Um, a lot of people don't say this. However, I believe Huey Newton is a black hero. You
mm.
know, the
Mhm.
Black Panthers.
Yeah.
The Panthers did a lot, you know,
Oh, of course he
and
did.
this is going to
Yeah.
be controversial. However, you know, people are looking at the negative things that the Panthers did,
Mm,
and I trust me, I don't want to get political, but all I'm saying is, do not look at the negative things that that you think the Panthers did. Look at the positive with feeding the community
mhm.
and helping the children with homework and stuff like
That's
that.
right.
But off of that topic right there,
Mhm,
um, I do want to say, like I said, we have everyday heroes. You know, we had Jackie Robinson.
mhm,
We have so many heroes who, you know, a hero of mine that is actually unless you're a baseball fan, a lot of people don't know about is Mariano Rivera, and
Mhm.
and and he's a Panamanian,
mm,
and he was a Yankee, New York Yankee
mm,
closer, greatest closer in history right now. That most people will say he's the greatest closer in history, and dude played probably for about, I want to say, let's say 30 minutes a game or something like that. He only played like the last innings of a game,
mm,
and just to make sure that the Yankees would not lose. And dude took that and made it like special. Like
mm,
you watching him was almost like a ballet. Watching him throw, you
mm,
know, it was really nice. So, you know,
Mhm.
we all have our heroes, and we all have those people who mean something to us who is special.
mm,
The thing about this episode I wanted to bring about is that in everyday history, in everyday life, you know, these historical figures, these people our heroes that we love and we cherish, but we mustn't forget our everyday heroes, our parents, our grandparents, just the people that are close to us, but who have also made us us,
Mhm.
our
Yeah.
friends, I can count you two as my heroes because Black, I met you in
Mhm.
middle school.
Middle school.
Middle school
Mhm.
is when a child starts shaping somebody,
Yeah.
and and it that time and period, we was silly, we was crazy, we would do
Mhm.
like wild stuff, like in class and around the halls and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But that was still shaping my personality.
Yep.
That part of my personality that was shaped led me to be the person I am. So by the time I met Chris, I already had that. Our personalities matched, and then he started helping me learn other things.
Mhm.
We talked about different things like video production. We talked about different things like comics and all this other different stuff that
Mhm.
that we actually had common interest.
Yep.
So I can count and say, like I said, both of you can be considered my heroes too because of how what you did, the impact that you made on my life has actually made things really special for me. So that's something I definitely want to thank you both for, and it's awesome to say, So either way, I did want to say this is almost certainly going to be 2 episodes. So it's going to be a little bit out of whack here, but I hope you enjoyed it. Chris, you got any final thoughts?
Just I wanted to thank you both for having me on, and I just wanted to say also, bros, you know, I love you and I trust your judgment, and anyone that you love and trust, is automatically awesome in my eyes. And so, Black, just wanted to say, bros, it's been good sitting with you and good meeting and chatting with you this evening. So, and thank y'all both for inviting me in.
Oh, you're welcome.
Hey, no doubt, no doubt, man. Hey, any brother Chris's is a brother of mine.
Yeah.
So
You got any final thoughts,
you know.
Black?
Definitely.
Hey, look, man. Let's keep this thing rolling, man. We gotta get Chris on,
Yeah.
on more episodes, man. Get his input on more
Right.
episodes.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Definitely, man. Let's keep this thing rolling.
Yeah. And I
I'm
definitely
really
want to get
enjoying it.
Chris's brother on too. His
Yeah.
brother got some stuff we can talk about too.
Oh,
He's a gamer as well. So
oh, really?
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well. And with that, I wanted to say, we're about to go ahead and sign off. Uh, if you can go ahead and check us out, you can check us out on Instagram. Our Instagram page is at Told My Wife Podcast. Our Facebook page, you can look us up. It's I Told My Wife I'm Paying Bills. And if you want to email us, just go ahead and email us. It's toldmywifepodcast@gmail.com. Kind of just send us any kind of message, let us know doing good, going bad. We take constructive criticism. Um, and, we just want to thank you for listening. Um, everyone, thanks again for the support. Everyone who's supporting, everyone who's already liked the page, please feel free to share. Let people know about us. Let us know we're just some down to earth, uh, married gamers who just like to talk about everyday stuff. We're
Mhm.
we're we're not trying to have any kind of cliche niche type of stuff. We're not doing all that.
Yeah.
We're just two dudes who just talk about it. And we're gonna have some guests on. So, all right. So, with that, this is us signing off. This is Slim,
This is Black.
and with our guest Chris.
This is Chris. Thank you.
All right, signing off, everyone. And this is saying happy gaming, happy movie watching, and happy Black History Month, everyone. Thank you.
All right.
All right.